Oh, hi.
It's been a long time since we've seen each other. Well, I don't want you wasting away in your home, all right? Because your physical health is important. So why don't I get my uniform on? You guys can get some comfy clothes on, and we'll go outside and do a stay-at-home special karate challenge. Find a big open space in your home or head out into the backyard and get those muscles pumping. Beginners and experts alike need to stretch their sinews and warm up for their basic technique. Do as many jumping jacks as you can. Spread your legs on every jump and get those hands high up over your head to kick your heart rate into gear. Now get ready, because it's time to go to the ground for some push-ups. If you're looking for your promotion, then it's time to crank up the sweat, because it's sweat that turns your yellow belt yellow. Keep your back as straight as a board and hold those hands directly beneath your shoulders for a push-up that's sure to build some mega muscle. And never forget that good technique is always better than large quantities of exercise. Resist the urge to go halfway or drop down to your knees. If you can do 3, 2, or even 1 perfect push-up, that is the place to start. Now let's roll over, because it's time to get down and dirty with some sit-ups. Don't be shy about rolling around, because it's the grass stains that will turn your belt from yellow to green. Keep those feet planted firmly on the ground. Don't swing those arms. You need to engage those stomach muscles and really feel the burn. Throw a few punches in there to take your ninja training to the next level. Now that our bodies are alert and refreshed, it's time to hop up. It's time for the real karate to begin. Grab a quick drink of water and then settle down into your horse stance for some basic blocks. Throw 10 basic down blocks and be sure to engage your hip for rotational power. Next, get ready for some basic high blocks. Be sure that those high blocks are nice and steep so that overhead strikes will slide right off. Now it's time for 10 basic outside blocks. Take this opportunity to engage your hips once again and practice shifting stances. Now that we've done the outside blocks, it's time for, you guessed it, the inside block. Be sure that that forearm is nice and vertical and that it reaches all the way across the body to protect you. Drop into that front stance, because it's time for us to throw some basic punches. Follow the tips on your screen to have the best, strongest front stance you can. Be sure to leave a slight bend in your elbow to prevent injury, but never bend the wrist. Keep your knuckles aligned with your forearm to deliver a rock-solid strike. Notice again the involvement of the hips and the raising of the back heel to increase punching distance. That's enough punching for one day. I hope your legs are ready, because it's time for our 3 basic kicks. All of our basic kicks have 4 parts. First, the chamber, then the extension, then the rechamber, then we find our front stance again. If you're having trouble with balance, then you are not alone. Follow the tips on your screen to be sure that you stay upright and ready to fight. Flex your foot and curl those toes back to focus your kicking power down to the ball of your foot. Don't worry too much about strength. You're only kicking the air after all. Focus instead on perfect technique and increase the speed later for a kick that's sure to blow them off their feet. If you don't believe me, you can take it from Bruce Lee himself.
Water is the softest substance in the world, but yet it can penetrate the hardest rock or anything, granite, you name it.
If those legs are beginning to burn, that's good, but we've only just begun. You better prepare yourself now, because it's time for some side snap kicks. Show me that front stance again, but don't get too comfortable. This time our chamber's gonna go sideways before we snap that heel and knife edge of the foot through the target. Don't forget to really unleash those hips on this one.
I mean, you gotta put the whole hip into it and snap it.
Have you been keeping those hands up? Make sure you follow the tips on your screen to keep your head protected at all times. In order to nail this side kick, you're gonna need to pivot that standing foot all the way around to line yourself up for the shot. Try not to lean too far back. You're gonna need your balance to carry on. All right, we are halfway through our basic kicks, and if you're starting to get tired, I understand. Try to finish 10 more side kicks on the other leg, and then you can get a drink of water for round 2. Don't give up on yourself now. The only difference between a white belt and a black belt is a no excuses attitude and about 10 years of practice. and some number 15 jet black textile fabric dye, and a few other things. All right, we only have one more kick to go. Before we do that, let's check in with our teacher to see how he's dealing with this unideal terrain.
Slippery.
All right, show me that front stance one more time. Point your knee at the target and slice through with the top of your foot to send the bad guys packing. This roundhouse kick will be the last kick we do today, so give it everything you've got. Remember, if your foot is the bullet, then your hips are the gun. Pivot on your back foot to achieve the maximum range of motion. Make sure you're staying focused. Visualize your target at all times. Or if you're looking for an added challenge, you can try this kick on 2 targets, like your teacher does in this video. All right, my friends. This is going to be our last set of kicks for the day. Thanks a bunch for joining me, getting off the couch and keeping your body moving, your lymphatic fluids circulating. It's been a privilege being your instructor today. That's all for now.